passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Nuoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. Doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
On to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's allowed to have fun. Yeah, and it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there as they're really bunching up now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hope you are all right. Thanks so much for joining us here as well. This is it. This is it. This is what it's come down to. The final round of the TSRC GT4 series, round 6 from Mosport. Now, one of the very, very exciting things here is that both championships are still up for grabs in the pros. Kieran Sharp's out in front with 100 points, with Volkan Bakirden in second on 94. Tom Davidson in third on 88. Now, 30 for a win for these guys. So any one of the top three can still win. So you've got to look forward to that one. They're really the main protagonists of it all this evening. In the AMs, it is Ian Pfeiffer out in front on 105, but William Chandler can win as well on 99. It's 30 for the wins for the AMs and 24 for seconds. So either one of these we can win, and then it goes back to countback, which hopefully we will be able to bring you up. If we bring you up any results, they are only provisional, okay, until this gets officially announced. I'm James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Nico Hillebrand here again this evening. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined us here. Phil across the pond, welcome in as always on that one. Nico, final round of the series. We've just gone into qualifying. We've got some maths to do. How's this going to work out this evening?
Hopefully quite well. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here again, and especially at such a fantastic race circuit, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, or Mosport Park. Quite a long-standing history with the circuit since 1961, and as you said, very tight fight for the championship today. I actually prepared an Excel sheet with automatic calculations, so I can just put in the different points on the fly and see how stuff would play out provisionally.
Well, there you go then. At the end of the day, I haven't got to worry about trying to do maths and commentate at the same time, because that would just be absolutely horrendous. So there we go. But we are in qualifying now. Now, Mosport I've been to, I've driven, I love this circuit in general, such a fast-flowing circuit, but it's got its problems, hasn't it? It's got its difficulties. There's a lot of things to take into consideration here as well, especially when you're fighting up the front for a championship.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a very flowing circuit, it's a fast circuit. It's also one of the very, very few circuits in the world, not just in Canada, but in the world, that hasn't had like a single layout change to its original race layout. The only things that were changed really were, that we have a couple of tarmac runoffs, for example, at Clayton, for example, as we're going to the outside here. This is still a slightly older scan, so we don't have tarmac runoffs yet. So it's still all the way, all natural, absolutely wonderful. And, even though it is so flowing and, you really love to drive this, racing here is really, really difficult, simply because you can't really just go pop and done with a single move, because most of these corners you can actually take too wide, and a lot of drivers that you're fighting against will happily remind you, actually, let's make this 3 wides.
And that's the thing, I think, as well. They've got to be careful in the race, right? I've seen it multiple times. It's happened to me as well, that if you're on the outside of Clayton, which is turn 2, you could be out in the grass, I think they've got at the moment. Now, I think it's gone for a resurface out there, and it's actually concrete, if I'm not mistaken. But it is grass still in iRacing. And that's one of the things I think these drivers are going to look out for. Danger zones for me. Turn 2, absolutely. Turn 5, which is up through Moss Corner, the double right-hander on the top left of the track map. That's going to be another warning point. And if they can get turn 8 right, then they can go through 2 wide. And generally, the guy on the outside will have the inside for 9, which will give him the outside for 10. But that, again, may not work out for them. So the way I see it is it's got 3 flash points on this circuit. But I suppose when you come out of that last corner, Nico, you've got turn 1 to contend with, which could also be a flash point.
Well, not just that, but you have to remember as well, over the Mario Andretti straightaway, so the very long run back that we can see up top at the track map there, from Moss Corner to the S's, it's really, really nice because you have so much space after the tight Moss Corner. People go just, 2 wide, 3 wide. In multi-class racing, it's always insanely, just stupendously exciting when they're meeting traffic there, because, there's so much space all of a sudden. And then it just gradually narrows through the S's and then into White's Corner as we see the exit out of that here. Now coming across the line with Gerli Consabo. It just always goes with this motion of open, close, and that's just such a beautiful rhythm that you can find pretty much nowhere else in the world on a racetrack like at Mosport.
Yeah, I do. I agree. I think the circuit flows really well. Kieran Sharp is improving on his time. We've got Tom Davidson sitting on the top at the moment. What's Kieran Sharp going to be able to do as he goes over the line? Is he going to break into? Well, he does break into. He goes pole on a 1:22.569. Artem Gostems is second on a 1:22.765. Tom Davidson down into third now on a 1:22.794. Some of the lower places. Don't forget we have got AM and Pros. Pros are 1 to 9 with the grey. The AMs are 10th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 17th, 18th, 19th with the red. Okay, so if you're wondering what the colours are, that is the colours for them. The Pros are grey, the AMs are red, so there's still a lot. Now, both championships are still alive, and we looked at multiple possible scenarios when we were talking off air in the green room, when we were sat down, you know, chilling out. Explain, okay, so give us a rough idea what could happen if Kieran wins and Bekirden is second.
Well, basically, if Kieran wins, Bekirden is second, then that's just straightforward, you know, 130 points for Kieran Sharp, 118 for Volkan Bekirden. And Davidson would also obviously be also like further back because he is 6 points behind Bekirden. Bekirden is 6 points behind Kieran Sharp. There is, of course, in each class, a point for the fastest lap. So this is going to be something that people will be looking into. Now, the reverse would be a little bit more interesting, simply because, as I said, 6 points difference between all of these guys in the standings right now. So if Bekirden would basically beat Sharp to the race, then it would go to countback, because both of them would sit at 124 points at the end. And then we'd have also, you know, if both of them don't get the fastest lap, then we'd go to countback. If one of them gets the fastest lap, they would win by a singular point.
Yes, and if it goes to countback and neither of these get the bonus point for the fastest lap, I can tell you now, it would end up going to Bekirden because they're both on 2 wins. So basically, whoever wins this one is in with a great opportunity of winning the championship. Partly due to the countback gives them 3 wins. So stay tuned. We are going to try and keep up with the scores as we're going live. Nico's got 3 calculators. He's got 6 monitors, 7 that he's borrowed off his nan, and he's trying his hardest to bring you all the up-to-date scores. So bear with us. We will try and bring them live. We have got 40 minutes. We'll update the scores every 10-15 minutes or so with their current positions. Otherwise, poor Nico is going to spend more time doing maths this evening than he is doing commentary. And let's be real, he's out of school. Nobody really wants to be doing maths on a Friday evening at the best of times, but we will try and keep up to date with it all. Bekirden now goes into second behind Kieran Sharp, 1:22.741. So it looks like it's going to be a Sharp Bekirden front row. We have still got nearly 6 minutes remaining here, Nico. Louis Heskev is on there as well. Louis done a great job moving himself into 12th position in the AMS. Another man, Louis Heskev, he did amazingly well last time out. He had a very amazing pick strategy. He pitted very early and then managed to come through the field in round 5, and after everybody else pitted, Louis Heskev won. But I don't know regarding the championship, he's a little bit way back from that. It's just going to be seeing how they work the pit stops tonight. So yeah, stay tuned for this one. It's going to be an interesting one, Nico, isn't it, at the best of times?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, even if he's not fighting for the first place in the championship, that is the nice thing that we have right now. So I'm basically just looking at the top 10 of each class right now. So, of course, in Pro, we have the top 3 fighting for the championship, but then we also have 6th to 10th place within 8 points of each other. So there's a lot that can shuffle around there. Well, then in AM, we have the top 2, which are 6 points away from each other. Again, the magic number. And then we have 3rd place to 9th within, I think, 17 points, which is a bigger gap, but you can still, quite gain or lose quite a bit there.
Well, listen, how about we just concentrate on the winners? Because otherwise, your poor little brain might go poof this evening. We're all trying to do the maths for all of it.
It's all okay. I made sure to basically just spontaneously create a NASA control center. I can make all the calculations at once.
Do you know? I actually thought you were going to say you're going to spontaneously combust or something. That's why I initially thought you were going to say.
That is also one of the possibilities.
It is a possibility, depending how it all works out. Sharp on his out lap. Bekirden's not really made any major improvements through 4. Mav Gardner has got an improvement on the board at the moment. He's got his middle section, which is quicker, the quickest section out of the 3. William Chandler goes quicker again, but he's behind Ian at this moment in time. So if Ian goes and wins, then Ian's won the championship. So let's just make that nice and straightforward in the AMs, where the pros is a little bit more complicated, including countbacks and everything else. Unless William, of course, can get himself into second place. And even then, I don't think if Ian wins 135, no, it's still not enough. So William would have to win here this evening to take the victory in the AMs. But there we go. Don't forget, guys, if you are on the JBB or the TSRC YouTube channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That'd be absolutely amazing. We've got more racing coming up on the JBB channel this weekend as well. There's things like the historic VWSC. That's going to be absolutely amazing. OGRL GT3 Sunday afternoon. Super Formula Lights. We've got GR86s. We've got it all coming up over this weekend. So stay tuned on that one. And if you really want to look at some Shelby Daytonas, join the VWSC on Saturday evening at about 7 o'clock. Because they're at Copadiana there, and that is a very interesting racetrack indeed. Have you driven Mosport much, Nico?
Honestly, not as much as I'd like. Mosport is one of my favorite circuits of all time. A friend of mine actually holds a lap record here in real life in the Jetta TDI Cup.
Really?
And yeah, he did a guest start after basically winning the junior standings in the VW Lupo Cup here in the early 2000s. Yeah. So he basically got flown over by VW to take part in the race as well. Missed free practice because his flight was delayed. Did qualifying, obviously because he was driving the track and car for the first time. He qualified a bit further down, and then the race that he was in, starting from further back, he basically worked his way up and started doing lap records in the car.
Nice. Well,
yeah, shout out to Maximilian Hackländer, a friend of mine who taught me how to drive.
Well, if you're ever going to, prove to people how fast you actually are, you might as well go and take that records. Hayden Miller, I've lost all pace. Might as well put me in the M. Oh, come on, Hayden. Copy somebody. Go out, follow somebody, and copy somebody. Will Chandler, hold on, well, I do want to pick up on this, though, because he's got a green, he's got a purple. What's he going to do through 9? He looks nice and tidy through 9. Is he going to go around 10, okay? Mr. Chandler, he is. And he's going to come over the line. How is he going to get on? He didn't improve on the... Oh, he jumps up into 7th. William Chandler jumps ahead of Ian Pfeiffer and goes into 7th place. That has just made Nico's head explode with the mathematics he's now going to do.
I mean, the thing is, he's also quite a bit ahead now, so he's going to be putting a couple of pros in between them as well. That means even with a great start, Pfeiffer cannot attack him at the start, and yeah, okay. Now he's still pushing hard, maybe pushing a little bit too much, and goes, wait, hold on, I've already got class pole position. I can stop pushing for a moment.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing that William has just gone out and done that. He has just, well, put it on 7th. He's 8th now. He's just gone down a couple of positions there. So we have coming into the end of qualifying. Last couple are going over the line now to finish off their runs, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you up the grid very, very shortly. I'm going to pick up on Artem Gustams at the moment because he has got a purple on the board. He's coming round turn 8 through the left-hander of 9. Here is Artem's, and then he's going to go over through turn 10. What's he going to be able to do? Is there going to be an improvement on the 1:22.763? Well, he's got a purple, he's got a green, he must have improved. Oh, he does! 2nd place! Oh! Artem Gustams says, I'm going to go to 2nd. Absolutely stunning job from him, Nico. If you're ever going to get a decent time on the board, you might as well do it with less than about a minute left of quali, because nobody's going to try and get past you at that point.
Yeah, and I mean, the nice thing is right now, if I see it correctly from our entry list, the top 3 are also now 3 different car makes, which, you know, brand variety and all that stuff. And, you know, GT4 is one of the best ones for that. Smoggy now going up to 6th place. He's currently in, if I remember correctly, in 5th place in the standings, and still within striking distance as well for some places ahead. So that's going to be helping quite a bit, as well as, the ambulance behind my house is also trying to get in on the racing action on the track already.
Fair play. Why not? Stefan Mellis has got to put himself in the lead of the AMs. That puts William Chandler. As I say that, kept Richard Phillips goes over the line and pushes Pfeiffer down even further into 14th. So, yeah, lots going to be happening here. So stay tuned. We will bring you up the grid very, very shortly on that one. And we'll let you know what goes on and who goes where. So, Phil, I hope you're okay. How are you? Have you had a good day, dear sir, as well? It's been very interesting here in the sweltering heat of the JPB office. And it's not getting any warmer, I'd like to point out, either. So there you go. We've got David Long still on the circuit. There's no real improvements. I do wonder whether or not he's just running until the time runs out here, because he's not making any improvements, and yeah, not going any quicker. So we'll keep an eye and see what he does here as well. But at the moment it's looking like Kieran Sharp. Tom Davidson did Artem Gustafson's right at the line there. So here is the grid for the 40-minute race. There we go. Kieran Sharp is on pole position with Tom Davidson in 2nd, Artur Gustams in 3rd, Volker Bekierden in 4th, Bobby Moss there in 5th with Felix Smoggy in 6th, and Liam Giles and Jamie Nuttall share row 4. Stefan Mellis leads the AMs with William Chandler in 10th place. Guillem Hamling and Gergely Consabo round out the top 12. Then we've got Richard Phillips, Ian Pfeiffer in 14th, Louis Heskev, Hayden Miller, David Long, Bart Raven, Ron Maynard in 19th with Matt Smith, Johnny Wu, Mav Gardner and Thomas Carner rounding out the top 23. We've got 23 runners here as well, Nico. I would say normally I would trust 23 cars on the circuit, but I am a little bit worried that 23 cars round this difficult circuit, is it going to cause a problem, do we think?
I don't think so. It's a short lap overall. We still have, you know, not the biggest speed differences and stuff here, like with multi-class or with Formula 1 back in the day. So I think we should be fine. We have plenty of space. We have over 4 kilometers for 23 cars. That is a respectable number of meters per car. I can't quite do the calculation in my head that quickly, even if I want to. But it should be fine, in my opinion. Like, these guys know what they're doing. We had barely any carnage at Long Beach, and yes, I think it should be fine.
Well, we are going to go round on a pace lap here to see how these guys get on and get nestled in, get their tyres warmed up. So now is the time, guys. If you want to go get a drink and grab some popcorn, I'd probably suggest you go and do that straight away, because trust me, once this gets going, yeah, good luck. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. So we're going around turn 2 currently at the moment. Let's jump on board with Tom Davidson here, the man sitting in 2nd place. There is Mr. Sharp ahead of us as well. And I think the run out of turn 2 should be fairly straightforward. But you've got this right-hander turn 3. Now, again, if somebody goes deep into 3, they're going to be pushing the person out in 2. But I think this could be a big flashpoint in these GT4s. And this is going down under the Continental Bridge, down through into Moss S, which is obviously turn 5. Uphill braking, never the most easiest thing for people to do.
I think it's mainly the load changes, you know? Like, just normally uphill, it's completely fine, but the thing is, we're not just quite going uphill here, we are going down a crest, basically coming into Moss, and then going back up and then over a crest that is going slightly off camber. And if you're basically just going uphill, you're going up onto a crest or something, or beginning of a hill, hard brakes into a corner, and basically all of the tires get loaded because the weight starts pushing down. You go up the hill. That's all bueno, all of the tires are going, okay, great, I have grip, I'm going to slow you down now. And then as soon as there's something like crests off camber and all that stuff there, that takes the load off the tires again at the same time. All the tires are basically all of a sudden just going, oh, yeah, this wasn't part of my contract.
Yeah. No, I do agree. I think there's going to be multiple things that these guys are going to have to try and contend with. The pace car is going to peel in and get ready to go very, very shortly, and then, ladies and gentlemen, we will be up and running here, so stay tuned. It's going to be very, very, I think this is going to be great racing, but here we go. Let's pick up on the start here as well, and ladies and gentlemen, this round is going to be green, green, green. Kieran Sharp got the jump right at the beginning there with Tom Davidson in second, Volker Bekirden in third, Artem Gustams tucked in nicely behind that. Then you got Felix Smoggy as well, Bobby Moss now on the outside of turn 2. This is where we said you don't really want to be if you're going to help it. He's been accommodated by that Mercedes. Smoggy kept it to the inside. Liam Giles did not stick his nose in either. Flashing other lights behind him there as well. Who is that? That's not Richard Phillips. That was Quillam Hamlin. And Hamlin's in the grass in the BMW. Was it Ian Pfeiffer in that Mercedes? It was flashing his lights there. Not quite sure why. I know he needs to get to the front as soon as possible to go near William Chandler, but surely flashing your lights early on, that's not a good thing to do, as Kieran Sharp escapes up the front.
Yeah, I think it's also, he's looking at it. He's having a 40-minute race, and as we said around here before, it is not 100% easy to actually overtake around here. So Pfeiffer is, of course, in stress because he messed up qualifying. The guys in front are basically, well, quite a bit away from him and have the pros in between them. So, of course, he's basically going, guys, you're not fighting for anything right now. I'm fighting for my championship. Can you just let me by, please?
Yeah, big.
So, of course, he's under stress. Oh, and there's another one.
So,
that's a big impact.
There's a big. That's Chandler.
Oh, no.
That's William Chandler involved in that with Liam Giles. Oh, he's come back on. Who is the Mercedes? Was that Customs? It is. If you're ever going to cause drama, do this. Oh, he's ran wide.
Slides a bit wide there.
Brake, brake, brake. Oh, Chandler goes in his back end and then puts it in the wall. Surely Customs must have been braking on that grass. It's not. Yep. No. Yep. Oh, he was on and off the brakes.
Man, that's a rough one to call because, of course, he slides off and he's on the grass. And so as soon as, you have slick tires on anything other than circuit, they basically just instantly lock up, lose grip very quickly. And then, of course, the ABS, it's fighting against that. So, incredibly unlucky, slides a bit wide onto the marbles, goes off the track, and then you're just basically along for the ride. It also goes downhill there, as we can see a little bit on the side. So,
I think the thing for me was on and off, on and off, on and off the brakes. Now, normally, when you're on the grass, you just stay on it, right? Hit the brakes, because they added depth to the grass at iRacing, and it has made it easier to get the car stopped. I think for me that may come under question whether or not he should have stayed on the brakes, should have steered it round the walls. I don't know, look, but I can tell you one thing, coming back on like that was not the greatest idea. We're on the nose of Tom Davidson now. He's got literally Bekirden looking right behind him. There is Volker Bekirden. He's climbing in here. Going to be an interesting one. We got Ian Pfeiffer leading the AMs. We got Rich Phillips sitting in second. Artem Gustams is still going there with his car in one piece. I'm sure. Whoa, he's not going now.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Not going now. Oh, they looked like there was a little bit of argy-bargy there.
That might have been, I think it... Oh, wow. Thank you, trees. Thank you. Amazing.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to try and get out of the trees this time.
There we are.
Oh, he got squirrely. Did you see his entrance?
Yeah, he just barely clipped the grass there. And then as soon, because he's going through the dip down there. So the car's completely loaded up, of course. Normally, if you go in between like the grass and like back onto the track, it's not too bad. But of course, when you're fully on the load there, that's a big bump that you're hitting. Gets squirrely and gets a little bit to the outside. And the guy on his outside, of course, couldn't anticipate that happening. And was honestly just lucky that he didn't get ripped into the wall with him.
Yeah, I think there was Gurgly Consabo on the outside of the wall there with him. Stefan Melis must have had another moment. He's all the way down in 17th at the moment. After, oh yes, he's been off the side of the circuit, as poor old Stefan. But now, this is where we're going to look at this up front, right? Sharp, Davidson, Bekierden, Smoggy, your top 4. Now, these 3, for Volkan Bekierden, sitting in 3rd place, he's got to try and get past 2 teammates at the moment. Not the most easiest thing to do at the best of times, let alone clearing teammates who clearly would probably favour Kieran Sharp to go ahead of all of them.
Yeah, but, these guys are basically just trying to play tactics games right now when they are not in a position to do that yet. Right now, Sharp is basically the man to beat. Both of them have to get past him. And in the end, like, the best thing that they honestly could do, in theory, so, like, just, that's just a fan theory, or whatever you want to call it. Davidson, in his interest, would have to win with Bekierden in 2nd, and then Sharp in 3rd, because then Davidson would be able to win it. But that's another extra factor, you see, like, Bekierden can basically still challenge Sharp, can win on countback, can win with the extra fastest lap point, and, that's a lot nicer winning odds for him. And for Sharp, it's even better winning odds because he just has to stay in front. He doesn't have to focus on all of that. He can literally just focus on defending. And right now, as he's in the front, he doesn't have to look in front of him. He doesn't have to look at attacking anything. And that's the nice thing, he's not fighting a 2-front war.
Yeah, I do agree with you, and don't forget there is the pit stops that's going to take into consideration as well, because let's not forget these guys are only on 40% fuel, right? 44% I think they've got here, so they're going to have to take a pit stop. Now, does Bekierden try and do it, Louis Hesketh, like last week, go in very, very early, try and clear them as best as he can, or does he sit there and try and cover them off? I do love a good pit stop strategy, so do we think Bekierden will cover? Or do we think he's got to try something different?
Yeah, that's the call right now, Bekierden has to get past both of them, ideally. I mean, technically speaking, he could still win. Yeah, he could still win, basically, with Davidson in front of him. Well, actually, no, sorry, he can't, because it's a 4-point gap from P2 to P3, so he has to get, at least 6 points over Kieran Sharp, so...
He needs to win.
He has to win. Or hope that, as morbid as it sounds, or as bad and unsportsmanlike as it sounds, he has to hope that Sharp makes a mistake and drops down to 4th.
Well, yeah.
In that situation, like, he gets 2nd and Sharp gets 4th,
Yeah, well, obviously we would sit back and, don't wish that on anybody, guys, but,
it's just alternatives that people have to calculate in, or the alternatives that they have to think about to win the championship in the end,
Yeah, no, I do agree. There's a lot of action taking place here as well. Alex, welcome into YouTube chat. R2's mistake. Yeah, I know. Hi, by the way, first time watching. Hi, Alex. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Normally on the IGP young gentleman is Alex there, but he's come and joined us for some TSRC GT4's championship deciders. Both championships are out for grabs. Ian Piper at the moment, if he stays where he is in 6th place, number 5, number 11, sorry, he will win the AM championship. William Chandler had to beat him and hasn't. Well, had an accident, and unfortunately he hasn't. So, really, well and truly then at this moment in time, our battle is here. Our battle is the pros. Our battle is between Kieran Sharp, Davidson and Bekirden. Now, all three of these can win the championship, but there's lots of mathematical things that poor old Nico's got a headache about trying to work out in the background. So we've got lots going on. We're basically, well, we're 10 minutes in now. We've got half an hour to go. Pit stops probably within about the next 6 minutes, 7 minutes maybe at the most. And then we'll start trying to see how this unfolds. For me, Volker Bekirden, Nico, got to do something different on the pit stop cycles.
Yeah, I think he would probably be the one that could benefit most from trying an undercut, especially because, you know, just trying to stay clear of traffic, move the quickest up as possible. But the problem is, of course, you know, he can't quite anticipate how the traffic is going to play out or how the others will also fit in, you know? And right now it's basically just those three guys in a dogfight with each other. And what I honestly quite like, you know, which is, you know, a complete contrast against each other, is these three guys fighting for the championship, fighting on track, and you can see, like, the aggression, the focus on them. And then there's Felix Smoggy and Bobby Moss right behind that are just pleased to be there, because they're not in this championship fight, but they'd still like to have a race win.
Yeah, absolutely. They would love to have a race win, and at the moment, though, it is Bekirden, Davidson and Kieran Sharp. We'll check in with what's happening further down shortly. Matt Smith, Mav Gardner, Stefan Mellis and Gorham Hamling are having a nice little battle. Ian Pfeiffer has got Richard Phillips about 5 tenths behind him, just in the background there in Richard's Aston Martin. They're continuing to fight it out here as well. Ian needs to, well, basically Ian can afford... He will, if he wins, that's where he kind of wants to be, but he can afford second currently if William Chandler stays down in 9th overall.
I mean, right now, all of the pressure that I was mentioning on the first lap, as soon as Chandler hit the wall, as soon as he, you know, couldn't avoid the rejoining Mercedes from the grass, basically all of that pressure dropped off of Pfeiffer's shoulders pretty much. He is 6 points ahead, 105 points versus 99 points. So, you know, he could in theory just drop down to 8th place, because both of them are far enough clear. There's 30 points for first place in class. And right now, you know, basically they went in. Richard Phillips could get 30 points, but as, you know, winning the race as he's right behind him. But, you know, he'd have to beat Pfeiffer by 27 points? Yes, 27.
Not possible in a short grid of AMs, right?
Yeah, it's just not mathematically possible. So the only way that, you know, we get an absolute upset right now would be if, you know, if Chandler had to park the car and then Pfeiffer gets maybe wiped out in traffic or something, or makes a mistake, then Phillips could mathematically... Theoretically, no, actually, no. He couldn't mathematically still win. He could still get even points with Chandler. Actually, sorry, I made a calculation error there. That was on the fly.
That's all right. Don't worry. There's going to be a lot of it, I think, this evening, and that's no offence to you, Nico. I just think, unfortunately, there's a lot going on here as well. 15 coming just past 12.5 minutes to go now. Sharp, Davidson, Bekirden, Smoggy, as they were. They have not changed whatsoever their positions. Now, the top two are still in the same positions. Bekirden's up 1, Smoggy's up 2. Bobby Moss sitting in 5th place as well. Kieran Sharp under pressure. Davidson trying to go around the outside of turn 3. He gets a little bit squirrely. This is going to give Bekirden the run on the inside now. Volker Bekirden, is he going to be able to get the inside down through the Continental? Under the bridge they go, up the hill. I think Bekirden's going to have that inside line. Davidson opened himself up by trying to go around the outside of turn 3, and Bekirden snuck it up the inside there. So thank you very much, as we watch Felix Smoggy try and get the power a little bit too early, and that Mercedes nearly step out.
Yeah, not just that. I think also just trying to get alongside a bit too early was for the liking. But of course, Davidson just got slowed down quite a bit there. He had to step out, because Bekirden was going past anyway. There was no way to hold against that anymore. And Smoggy just attempted to just get alongside and start out accelerating as well, but killed too much momentum there and just couldn't get the job done. But yeah, Bekirden now definitely in the fight. Now he's in a far better space, well, tactically, strategically, and everything, and is seeing the back of the man that he wants to see the back of, and hopefully soon the front of, Kieran Sharp in first place.
Yeah, Bekirden is basically wanting to get as close to this McLaren as possibly as he can here. This is where he sits in that order now, doesn't he? This is where the decisions need to be made. He passed Davidson due to Davidson's making his own error, and that was only because he tried to make an overtake on the outside. Bekirden went up on the inside and said, well, you've got to try that, I'm going to do this one. Davidson, has he lost his position? I think he might have just lost that position to Smoggy there. Nearly lost that position.
Not quite, he actually kept it. Yeah, I think he was a bit more prepared for that now, you know. Smoggy tried to basically go, okay, this is your weakness. You lost the position last time like this, and now there's Bobby Moss down the inside for the first part of the SS, but sticks back out again. My goodness.
Do you think, from Bobby Moss's point of view, he's going to want to race on the circuit, right? But does he need to get well and truly involved in this? And I say that well and truly because obviously for Bobby at the moment, he's sitting in the order further down. He's right the way down in 7th. I suppose tied on points with Josh Millington. Maybe he can get points ahead of Smoggy if he does here with the pit stops. So we'll have to keep an eye and see on Bobby and how he gets on. In the AMS, it's still Piper out in front. He's still winning quite happily at this moment in time. So the AMS, they're still separated, as you can say, by 0.8 seconds to Richard Phillips. But the gap down now, all the way down to the final place. Where is William Chuck? Nearly a minute and 3 seconds behind Ian Pfeiffer here. Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it, for William to even remotely think about trying to get back.
And that's, well, the Pfeiffer is just, completely clean now. He basically had the race start he needed. He basically just stuck out of trouble, even with the qualifying issues, so to say. Richard Phillips, wrong name there, is right over his back. Not quite in a striking distance, though. And obviously is basically just there for the race win and making sure that he gets 3rd place in the championship. So, yeah, right now it's a very precarious situation for both of them, obviously because they are in a quite comfortable position for each of their ambitions. But of course, Richard Phillips is still probably looking, hey, a class win would still be nice. Yeah. And meanwhile, for William Chandler, just all went wrong at the end of lap 1, and it's just, well, it's almost a Shakespearean tragedy at that point.
Well, they're close to getting lapped here. That is, I believe that's actually Mav Gardner up the road at the moment. Chandler's a little bit further up there. The leaders are coming again. You saw Bekirden almost have a go at Kieran Sharp. I think it could be Bekirden's opportunity now. If he's going to take a run, he'll have a run at him very, very shortly here. And now it's all about what is Bekirden going to do. He stays there again. Is there a little bit of a fuel strategy coming in now? Because we're almost 20 minutes in. We're going to start seeing pit stops very shortly. Do we think there's a little bit of a fuel strategy situation coming in here for Bekirden?
And that's the big question now as well, because these guys, of course, they have a smaller fuel tank than you'd normally have. Normally, the GT4s do around 1 hour to 1 hour 10 minutes on one full set of fuel. But the fuel tank size has been limited here, so we have to have a pit stop in these 40 minutes. And, of course, that also leaves a little bit of a wiggle room, depending on how big the reduction is. Because these guys can look, hey, do I want to do a a shorter stint at the start, put everything into being on lower weight at the start to be able to race people directly? Or do I want to run a bit heavier at the start, be a bit more conservative, just keep my position, and then as soon as the stop is over, that's where I get my second win, that's where I'll be lighter?
I think at the end of the day, they're going to have that 44% and decide what they're going to do from there. Now, generally, they would put the 44% in right at the start and say, right, that's as far as you can run, off you go. Now, we've had a couple of retirements here on the bottom. You see Gustams is out and Giles is out. But I think that they basically will give them the 44 and then they can decide when and where they're going to go in after. Begierden can say, okay, well, I've got my 44%, I can go in on 20 minutes. Or Kieran Sharp might think, I've got my 44%, I can go in, 10 minutes after the race starts. There's no limit on when they can and cannot get in. It's just how they're going to play their pit stop, whether or not they're going to try the undercut, whether or not they're going to go long, whatever the situation may be, it's now going to be, don't do it. This is how Davidson lost that position. He tried to go around the outside. Sharp covers him off. Vulcan comes in once more under the Continental Bridge, down the hill. Now up the other side, it's going to be hard on the brakes here. He wants to try and get in a little bit clean. Johnny Woo's in the pits, Jamie Nuttall's in the pits, but Nuttall's been in the pits for the first 15 minutes, so we'll have a look back and see what happened to Jamie Nuttall there. He clearly had a big old moment, did Nuttall, that's put him straight into the pit lane. So, well, if you were here, Nico, what would you be doing at this moment in time?
I mean, it's relatively easy. If I was in Sharp's position, I'd basically just focus on holding position. Then, as soon as Verkeerden goes in, because, I can't anticipate, of course, when the car behind me goes in until it's already too late, I would try to basically go in the lap right after him to pretty much cover him off. And in Verkeerden's place, of course, either try to brute force it past him, because right now he seems to have the pace, he seems to have the confidence. And, around Quebec, he basically hung around the outside for almost the entire corner there. But I also have to be thinking, well, Davidson's starting to get closer again.
Now this is
we have a look what happened here. Ooh!
That was Mr. Nuttall. Oh, that was Hayden Miller. That was Hayden Miller and Jamie Nuttall. Jumps back to the pits, does Mr. Nuttall. Job done. That was how he ended up where he ended up, which is currently in the pit lane and has been in the pit lane for nearly 16 minutes. So, yeah, unfortunately for Mr. Nuttall, it was a bit of a disaster on the run there. And unfortunately dropped out. But now, for Verkeerden, Sharp, if Verkeerden goes in now, let's just give you a rough idea. Now, this is only rough, so, don't take it as gospel. To be fair, he will come out. If that is even remotely 50 yards or 50 metres either way, Nico, that is clean air. That is about as much clean air as Vulcan Verkeerden can afford to have here, as it will come out in 11th place behind Thomas Carner. And that is the whole of the Moss Straight, or the Mario Andretti Straight, before the next car's even in view.
And the question is, of course, if you are in the lead group, you have to also look, when will the guys behind us pit then? Because, of course, he wants to make sure that these guys do not hold him up so much. Because if he has to start fighting his way back through, they have the strategy running that they are going to do a very long first stint. He basically has to fight his way through them, then loses more time in that. And, basically, in Formula One, Ferrari's favorite race strategy. Just don't anticipate traffic, get your guys in, send them out in the middle of traffic, lose 40 seconds, master plan. And they've been doing that for very, in their words, success for a couple of years now. And that's exactly what you don't want in this situation. As Davidson is back on all over for P2. Not quite looking for the outside, though. Very close.
He nearly left the outside of 8 open. If you're going to be doing that, you are doing that in a very brave way, right? You are literally sitting there going, I'm going to send it round and I'm going to hold the hell out of it. Round 8. And at the moment, nobody has really taken that opportunity. We've seen it in other cars. I was, you know, radicals and stuff like that, things where you can hang it around the outside and super formulas, but never seen a GT4 go and hang it too wide around Mosport at this moment in time. So I'm probably guessing these guys don't want to as they go racing down two bit. That door's up. Oh, Kieran Sharp. What a defense. He opened up his steering. But Kieran, you cannot keep doing this with Davidson tucked in. He's going to do the same to you. Round turn 3 they go. Now down this straight is Kieran Sharp. He opened up the steering coming out of 2 there, Nico. Cut Bekirden's nose off. Now into 4 we go. Bekirden again. Is he going to be able to get through? No, but he's going to have to draft this time. And can Volker Bekirden this time hang it up to the back of Kieran Sharp?
Oh my goodness. These guys are fighting very, very hard. And this, of course, this is the problem that Bekirden has right now. You know, he's basically trying to brute force it past Sharp. But as soon as he does any major attack on him, he of course loses time as well, and Davidson's just sitting right behind him. And of course, happy for every single moment that they lose time, you know, because he's getting back into further striking distance. While they're actually also, you know, if you attack harder, you're going to heat up your tires harder. And the hotter your tires are, the more they're overheating, the less grip they'll give you. And the more the ABS and traction control will also slow you down. So it's a tightrope act that Bekirden and Sharp have to walk right now, and Bekirden is arguably in the worst position here right now, you know?
That's the thing, he is in the worst position. Phil, is there no quick repair for Nuttall? There is a fast repair, but I don't know if he had it on or whatever the situation may be for Mr. Nuttall. But Kieran's got a run coming out of 3. He is about as close to that to McLaren as he's ever going to get now. Is he going to look for the run into 4? He's not. Downhill, uphill braking, so he's dragging the brake to try and get that car rotated. Kieran Sharp working hard in the McLaren. Now we've got back markers. This is where the situation gets worse in front of Kieran Sharp. That is all the way down in 19th. That's Matt Smith in the M-Class Mercedes. But Kieran's going to get closer. He's coming down 2 tenths. Are we going to reach 1? I don't think we are. Maybe the draft here, Nico, is not as hard as what we think it is, or is not as powerful as we think it is.
Yeah, it's also possibly that they're running different focuses on their setup,
Or
as
is
we
it-
have Kieran jumping in. And that's honestly really, really smart. That is a very good play from him. Smiggy actually follows him Smoggy, follows him in immediately, and Davidson, Moss, and Sharp stay out, but now they have traffic. They have to hope, well, basically count on, that the traffic will just let them through, or that they are still outside of the strike range. But look at that, he's already right all over the back of that Mercedes.
Yeah. That is the Matt Smith cracked racing McLaren. I think Bekirden might come out in clean air, you know. He has. Especially with Bart Raven in front, Gergely Kunsabo, Ian Pfeiffer, Bobby Moss. None of them have pitted. And at the moment, this is where I think we're going to see Bekirden at his best. This is where he's going to open these up and he's going to literally go full hell balls leather here. And I wouldn't be surprised if the next couple of laps we see that fastest lap go to him on this racetrack. He's got clean air. He can open up the power of that Aston Martin, Nico, and say thank you very much as he comes around turn 5 on that run up into turn 8.
It's exactly what you want to have after your pit stop, you know, a completely open push lap that you just have no worries about at all. You can literally just focus on going forward. Of course, high risk as well, because the more you push, you can also make a mistake.
They're in.
But Sharp reacted, Davidson reacted, Moss reacted, Pfeiffer reacted as well for the overall position, and probably to cover off Phillips.
Yeah, Bart Raven, Gergely Kunsabo goes over the line. Where is Volker Bekirden? He's going to jump Sharp. Sharp's not moving. Sharp is moving. It's going to be Bekirden. They're not going to be up to pace. He's done it in the pits. He had to do it in the pits, and he did it in the pits. Volker Bekirden, we said he had to go in, and he's come out and he's jumped. And He's even worse at the moment. Sharp got jumped by Davidson in the pits. So everything Sharp has done right at the beginning got out the window. Puff, like Harry Potter up a chimney.
That is... I didn't expect Davidson to also jump him. So Sharp must have pulled an Oscar Piastri there, a bit slow into the pit box. That's, basically just hindered his pit stop a little bit. Now he's all over the back of Davidson. And, of course, right now, he's not just going to be pushing to get past Davidson, but also to just get into that second place. And then, if he can't get past Bakeda, to actually push for the fastest lap, because that is a way that he can still save himself.
But he needs that second place first. Oh, he also needs to not disappear. Consabo's in. We said Consabo was coming in. We knew the battle was going to be here. Volkan Bakirden did something he needed to do. He jumped Tom Davidson, who jumped Kieran Sharp and sent Sharp all the way down into third. And I say third because there you go, he is in third now. And Volkan Bakirden, what is the situation, Nico? We haven't checked in with the scores. We've got 10 minutes to go. If Bakirden wins, Sharp in third, where are they on points?
Okay, let me quickly put it in here. So, 20 for him, 30 for him, and 24 for him. So, right now, Bakirden would be in first, 124. Sharp would be in second, 120.
Oh, it's gone off!
Davidson... Yeah, that is... Okay, let's twist it another bit.
Oh, Smokey's on the inside! Kieran Sharp's falling apart like a wet brown paper bag at the moment. He's gone down to fourth.
He'd still be second in the championship, 5 points ahead of Davidson, but he just can't afford this right now. You know, it's a lot of pressure that's putting in on him, of course. But, everything has just turned completely to shambles. And, now he just has to pick up the pieces, put it back together, and that all in less than 10 minutes.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a mouth-watering ending to this race. Smokey's not giving up. Felix Smokey is not giving up over the back of Kieran Sharp. He's climbing all over him in that Mercedes as well. Sharp in the McLaren. Davidson's escaped. Bakirden is escaped. The only hope for Kieran Sharp now is if Davidson can jump Bakirden. That's what's going on in the pros. The AMS, well, I think it's Ian Pfeiffer's going to win, right? I think he's too far ahead of William Chandler. Chandler's all the way down in 8th, 17th overall, 8th in class. He's too far back. I suppose the only thing for William Chandler is whether or not he'll hang on to that second place, Nico, if you want to take a minute and give us the update on the AMS situation.
Okay, so Pfeiffer would be, just win, that's 30 points, and I'm just having a bit of trouble right now reading the positions. So second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, so 7th place would be 14 points. So still secure, like William Chandler is still secure in second place, but of course that is the championship over for him. Because Pfeiffer will be at 135.
Oh, Smoggy's got him on 8. Smoggy got him on 8. He got Sharp around the outside of 8. Sharp's now down in 4th.
Oh my goodness.
Are you watching the demise of a man who was leading the championship? Has he come in? Has his nerves cracked? Has he just fallen apart at the end of the race for Kieran Sharp? It is fumbling at the moment, and he's now down in 4th. Does he still manage to hold on to second in the championship, Nico?
Yeah, 5 points tolerance. And even if Davidson gets the fastest lap, that is, 4 points still. But, Davidson would also have to beat... Davidson would have to beat Bakirden to actually be able to go for the overall championship win. So Davidson would be set in 3rd place. If he gains 1 position, however, he jumps up to... That is the fun part, like if we are finishing like we are right now, and none of them get the fastest lap, then Davidson has 118 points, Bakirden has 118 points, and Sharp has 117 points. If Sharp gets the fastest lap, then all three of them are on 118 points, and we have to go to countback.
Is that right now?
Yes, that is how the positions are right now. Oh, sorry. That would be if with Bekirden and Davidson switched around. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, Davidson was first, Bekirden was second, and Sharp was in fourth. Everybody would be on 118.
Yes.
And then
117 with Sharp.
117, and then that would put Bekirden the winner for the most wins after of all of this.
Yes.
Right, okay, well, we've got Stefan Mellis down here in the arms. He's battling Gordon Hamlin. Mellis has had a bit of a rotten one, down 5 from where he started. So you can see here, guys, it's going to get very, very complicated very, very soon. So we'll try and keep you up to date. We've not got long left at all. We've got about 5.5 minutes to determine. Oh, he's been saved. I think Smuggy just ran it off. Oh, he didn't. Smuggy's got the exit out of turn 4. Oh, man.
These guys are just all over each other until the end of the race. And I just have to say, James, you know it's a good championship finale when you're breaking out multiple different calculators and still make calculation errors because of all the different situations that you're in right now.
And you still, that's the problem, isn't it? You're making calculation errors and you still don't get a set answer. Because I think at the moment, with the fact that we've got Bekirden there, Davidson is closing in, mind you. That's the front end of the TSRC Aston Martin GT4 chasing down another GT4 Aston Martin in Volker Bekirden. This is getting, well, if it stays like this and the amount of time we've got left is about 5 minutes, this could get spicier than an Indian's Vindaloo at this moment in time. So you want to be there. Pay attention at home, guys, because at the moment, Smoggy's lost 3.2 seconds and Kieran Sharp can just not clear Felix Smoggy at the moment.
There would still be a chance for Sharp, though. You know, we saw just now that Bekirden got another fastest lap, but now dropping a little bit back into the grasp of Tom Davidson again. If Davidson can get Bekirden, and if Sharp can get Smoggy, then Sharp would still win by 1 point.
Aren't we glad that I'm not trying to do the maths here and I got Nico on this, eh? Because let's face it, guys, if I was trying to do it, we would be in deep trouble about now. Of me
Worship the power of Microsoft Excel.
Mate, don't. Hey, look, whatever works, as long as it works, and as long as at the end of the day we get, give or take, a right answer, I'm happy. Because let's be real about it, there is a lot going on in this race, and Tom Davidson is not giving up here for over at Volker Bekirden. They're going down through turn 2, sorry, and now it's just going to be a straight out fight. We have got literally 3 minutes on the clock. My calculations, there could only be 1 and 1 more here, depending on how they've crossed the line, Nico. What do we think? Can Bekirden, I tell you what, this man is having it rough. He's just run off the outside of turn 3 as well for Kieran Sharp. If there's ever a man in a state of sheer panic in his car, Nico, it's the one and only Kieran Sharp.
And of course, he just got really, really unlucky from the pit stop onwards. Now trying to catch up, of course, you know, pushing very hard to get past Smoggy. Smoggy putting up a great defense. Yeah, I think maybe just tires a little bit too hot. You have all these high-speed corners here, you know, compressions, crests, on camber, off camber, and that's all attributing extra to tire heat, as well as Davidson. My goodness me, you get that close to a man's rear end, bring some flowers first, my friend. That is absolutely incredible how close he got there. I think I destroyed James with that one.
Oh, don't forget the flowers, Tom. I'll tell you that much. Oh, God, blimey. But I think this is a round turn 3 they go. Now, Davidson, there's going to be, this will be the final lap. The next time around, right? They're going to be on the final lap of the race here. Is Davidson just going to have to send it?
Davidson is going to have to absolutely send it, I think. And in corners, he definitely seems to be right on it. You can see how close he's getting on the apex, but he just has to make sure that he gets close enough, maybe send one in the S's. He's going to have to be able to make it stick as well. We're going to have one more lap after this. This is his final shot, pretty much, to get, into the S's here. Maybe he's waiting for the final lap, but I wouldn't wait with an attack with this little time left.
No. I gotta be honest, I wouldn't wait either. I would be looking, if I've been given the opportunity, and like Eminem said, you get one opportunity, one moment, are you going to capture it or are you going to let it slip? For Tom Davidson, he's just got to go over the line. Barney's waving. Now, is this going to be the championship win? Is this going to be Volkan Bekirden here as well? Can he wrap this up? Last lap, Nico, where we're at, if standings, if it stays like this?
If it stays like this, we'd be looking at Bekirden as the champion, Sharp in second, and 5 points out of Davidson. But we have a couple more corners to go. We have Sharp quite close to Smoggy as well in the end. So we don't know what's going to happen there. We have Davidson now right on the tail to Bekirden as they go into Moss corner.
I don't think he's close enough.
Yeah, not quite, unless he fully sends it. But yeah, I don't think he can, quite frankly.
It's not close enough. It's not going to get there. I think this is going to be a Volkan Bekirden championship unless Davidson comes back and sends it so far back. He sends it by Concord, because at the moment it's going to be Volkan Bekirden. Bekirden's coming into 9. He's going to wrap this up. The champion, TSRC GT4 series. They were close, Nico. I did see it. It's going to be Volkan Bekirden. It's going to be Bekirden. Clear and Sharp finishes in 4th. He didn't get past Smoggy, and Ian Piper has wrapped up the AMs. And what a win for Ian. Bad luck for William Chandler. Where are they at roughly in the AMs, Nico? If we give you Pfeiffer in first, Chandler is in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth.
So that would be... Yeah, Pfeiffer at 135 and Chandler at 112. So both of them would keep their current championship positions, but of course, Chandler demoralizing after fantastic qualifying. And actually, Pfeiffer without a rear end, when did that happen? My goodness. Also just had complete, like, a little fun moment in the race, but was able to just salvage it.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure when that happened, to be blatantly honest. We were so focused on the front. William Chandler comes over the line. I don't think he's going to be best pleased with Artem Customs there. That, of course, put him into that situation. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one, because I think this is going to get a little bit spicy. But ladies and gentlemen, let's bring you up the results here as well once more. And it has been an absolute incredible race here. And, well, Volkan Bekirden in first place, Tom Davidson in second. That is your champion. Bekirden is your champion. Even with the fastest lap, if Sharp got that, he still would not be there. Tom Davidson in second, Felix Smoggy third, Kieran Sharp down in fourth, Bobby Moss in fifth. 6th place now. Ian Pfeiffer takes the championship. He takes the AM win with Thomas Garner in 7th, Kyle Gonzalo in 8th, Bart Raven in 9th. Then you got Richard Phillips, David Long, Gwilym Hamlin, Ron Maynard, Stefan Mellis and Johnny Wu. William Chandler down in 16th, Matt Smith and Louis Heskev rounding out the final 18. Then you've got Hayden Miller and the non-finishers of Mav Gardner, Jamie Nuttall, Artu Customs and Liam Giles there as well. And, well, what can we say about that?
I'd say that was a very good end to the season, wouldn't it? Obviously, absolute bummer for Kieran Sharp. Like, he drove a fantastic first stint, but yeah, I think he just lost that tiny smidge of time too much in traffic in that one lap. And I told you, like, that is the one situation where he really has to cover off, where he has to watch out. And Bakirden did exactly the perfect strategy call there. Before anything could actually happen with, him getting caught up in traffic as well, before he could actually get held up or anything, goes for the undercut, nails it perfectly, and just gets the win home.
Yeah, I agree. He did a great job. We knew he had to go for the undercut. We knew he had to try and make it work, right? Because he had to. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an absolute pleasure speaking to what will be the Season 1 champion of the TSRC GT4. The man went out. He knew where he had to get to. He got to second place behind Kieran Sharp. He went one lap longer. No, he went in earlier, actually. He went one lap earlier than Mr. Sharp, than Mr. Davidson, because he had to try something on track. What did it happen? It brought him out nearly a second in front of both of them guys. Once again here, he's gone and wrapped up the championship as well. Volkan Bakirden, welcome into the booth, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? How you guys doing?
Mate, I'm amazing. Dude, you have literally won the championship.
Yeah, I'm aware. I was made aware at the end. Yeah, that was super fun, man. That was an amazing series. Yeah, I've literally no other words than to say, like, thank you to, all you guys at TSRC, Sharpie, Pike, Jack, Tom, just, it's been a mega series all season round. So yeah, it's been great.
It has. And I think you had to try something different. You were stuck behind two TSRC boys who clearly weren't going to give you an ounce of room, right? Let's be real about it. They were going to fight you tooth and nail. So did you sit there and think, do you know what? I have got to go for this undercut. I've got to see if I can make this work.
Yeah. I mean, Tom and Kieran are like amazing drivers on track. So, even though, we had some good battles on track and, they were defending hard. Like it was super fun and super clean, like the whole way through. Yeah. I mean, I saw that we were catching up to a train of cars battling for position.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of was like, this seems to be the best time to go in, just to hopefully, reduce the amount of, on just sort of on track pace difference, I guess. So I just kind of took the risk, took a little less fuel, I think, too, and kind of had to make it work a little bit in the last stint. But yeah, it worked out, seems like, really well. So.
Well, I can safely say it definitely did work out for you, sir. You won. That cannot work out any better, can it?
I mean, I guess not. I mean, regardless of winning, like, even if I didn't win the championship and, Sharpie or, anyone else won, like I said, it's been super fun all season. So, definitely will do it again if I have time. I'm kind of busy during the fall and spring, but if I'm around, I'll definitely be back. So.
All right, mate. Well, fair play to you. Absolutely stellar job and a great victory. Anyone, obviously you said your thanks a little bit earlier on, but is there anybody else you want to wish and say thank you to before we let you go?
I mean, I guess this might be a bit cheesy, but thank you to my partner for forcing me into doing this, because they know that I'm a bit, I guess, off on racing lately, but they kind of push me to do it. So I appreciate them for that. And like I said, I can't thank the TSRC and the Cracked community as well, which is the guys that I've been like racing alongside all season too. They're all just super awesome people. So everyone here is just awesome. So
Yeah, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, dude, listen as well. One thing, we never think it's funny, cheesy, or anything like that to thank the wife or the missus or the girlfriend or whoever, because at the end of the day, it guarantees you get to sleep in the bed.
True.
You know what I mean?
I definitely get to sleep very comfortably.
Exactly, Vulcan. Exactly. So well done, sir. Well, cheers, buddy. Thank you so much, and congratulations on your championship.
Cheers, guys. Have a wonderful, I guess, weekend, and catch you guys later.
See you later. Right, next up, we'll finish with the man who was there at the challenge. He was there at the beginning of the race as a possible champion. He led the race. He was chased by Begierden. Begierden dived in. Sharp dived in after. Davidson dived in. They were side by side coming out the pit lane. They held each other up. And then it all just went wrong. It unraveled. Unfortunately, like a thread off a woolen jumper for Kieran Sharp. He has joined me in the booth. He still finishes second in the championship. Kieran, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, that was a crazy race.
Yeah. What? Listen, you were leading for most of that. So, what happened in the pit stop? Did Tom just take less fuel than you?
I think I was slowing the guys up at the front from the very beginning, and I think the slipstream seemed stronger than I thought, and I think you just naturally save a lot of fuel, as I found out when I was behind Smoggy in the final stint. So I think they just managed to take a bit more less fuel, and I think me and Tom got slightly held up. We maybe should have pitted on the same lap Vulcan did, as we had traffic. So I think it was a combination of both there for me, as that's why Tom managed to jump me, because he was sitting behind me, and Vulcan done well. He had 2 slipstreams, and he had a clear pit stop.
And we did predict as well. We gave it a rough idea where Vulcan would come in, and he did, literally was going to jump. It was going to be clean air regardless of it. Now listen, you and Tom coming out the pit side by side. Now obviously not the greatest way of coming out of a pit lane for 2 teammates trying to hold on to your championship.
No, we made it work. Tom's great to race with, so I trusted him, and I backed out a little bit to give us space. And I think I knew he was going to be quicker, and I did try tagging on, but after the stop, my front tires were struggling up until the final 3 laps. So I think I maybe worked them too hard coming out the box. But yeah, I think the other cars had just a bit more pace in the end, and they were driving it super consistently. And I think I made a few mistakes as well at the end, which didn't help.
Yes, you did. Don't want to point them out, but you went off at turn 3 and ran wide on turn 4. So there you go. Not that I'm pointing them out to you, Kieran, of course. But listen, you still finished second in the championship, right? So that's not bad at all, dear sir. But is there anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I mean, I say every time, but everyone has turned up. I think this has been probably our strongest grid in terms of competitions. We've had our pro class and AM class this season, and it's been competitive in both. Racing with everyone at the front, like Tom and Vulcan as well. Vulcan's been on it all season, so yeah, it's been good all around.
Awesome stuff. Well, Kieran, thanks so much for joining us there, buddy, and look forward to having a chat with you soon, no doubt.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. Right, and next up, before we go to the champion, we can have a chat with Mr. Louis Heskev. Not a great evening for Louis. Let's hear it from his own words. Louis, how was it out there on the race circuit?
Well, it was. I felt fast in practice and in qualifying, but then lap 1 in the bus stop, stupid move from the. Well, over-ambitious move from a GT4 took me out of contention completely, and I had some sort of damage on my car that I couldn't repair. So I just had no pace for the rest of the race, and I just tried to do damage limitation, but I finished 8th in class, so no points. So I'll be happy for top 5 finishing class, really. But yeah, that's the incident on now.
Yeah, that was Hayden Miller. Was there contact there? Yeah, he has gone up the inside. He's... Ooh.
At the worst place as well.
Oh, when you moved. Oh. Yeah, not an ideal move, but I suppose some may say you probably might argue and go, well, I was alongside, but at the end of the day, alongside isn't a nose hair over a rear bumper. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I do think there's got to be some determination of alongside there as well. How, if you could sum up your season, how would you sum up your season?
Well, it's going from 11th in round 1, 5th in Nürburgring to first at Long Beach after pre-race penalties. I'd say, excluding tonight, it was a really good season. A lot of development for me in this car. I'm not sure I'll be sticking with the Porsche for next season, but I'll definitely be sticking around next season. I love these cars, and it showed me I can actually race these cars well.
Yeah, I personally think I like the McLaren. I've only got the McLaren, so I only drive that. I love the McLaren. I think it's an amazing car. So, yeah, have a try on that one, Louis, as well. But thank you so much for joining us there, buddy. And let's see if you return next season and how you get on. And hopefully come back even stronger. Is there anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
Thank you, Fire Sport, for giving me an amazing coaching and team.
Is that it? Louis?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh,
hello.
Right. Okay, that's cool. No worries. You take care, buddy. Catch you soon.
All right, thanks. Bye.
And the last person to have a chat with now as well, the man that wrapped up the AM Championship here. It was very, very close with him and William Chandler. There was only 6 points between them, but Chandler got involved in an accident on lap 1. It all went Pete Tong for William Chandler after that. But one man that it didn't go completely wrong is our very own Ian here up with us in the booth. Ian, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm pretty great. I start to calm down and realize a bit that I won the championship because the qualification that was very tight, and at some point my heart was oh no, because I saw Williams so far ahead, and finally win on the race and bring the championship home. It's a pretty awesome feeling. So pretty great.
Yeah, it was a great feeling there as well. And to be honest, it was absolutely amazing. The racing that was going on this evening, the tightness that was happening was absolutely incredible as well. Did you think you could come in with it tonight? Did you think you could take the victory here?
Thanks to my teammates. Dave, I don't know if you're watching. So David Nish also helped me to prepare the race, and also I knew that I was prepared to be consistent on during the race. I knew that my problem would have been the qualification, because I'm not a quali man. So my goal was just being as top as possible and being close as possible to William. So, and after in the race, I knew that the start is my strongest point. So I was when I saw that I was nearly close to him on the grid, I was I'm gonna try everything to be just right behind him and have a fight for the win. And like you said, he had unfortunately an incident at the end on lap 1. So the end. I just have to control the race, don't crash the car, and just bring the car home. And but I think if he didn't crash, maybe we could have a fight. So things are like they are, and it's a shame for him because I think he deserves as well the win. So GG for him for being such a strong competitor for all the championships. So
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been great racing from all of you, and well done to you, dear. So you give a brief little shout out a minute ago, but is there anyone else you want to shout out before we let you go?
I would say thanks for everybody who's following me, support me. and give me some helps during all these weeks because like I said from some previous round, that's my first championship on iRacing, so I had a lot of things to learn, and just thanks to the team Satellite Racing who just helped me to improve, and winning this championship is definitely for them. But like I said, everybody who support me, also my family, I would say as well. So, just since I'm child and start sim racing, just following me, compromise some weekends for the races, and so for this person, this victory is for them. So.
Okay, mate. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining us.
Oh, I was thinking. I was saying. Just saying. Thanks for recording the championship. You made an amazing job. You and I don't know. Sorry for
Nico.
the others. For just your perfect job. It was just amazing to watch again after the races. Just watch the streams. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you so much there, buddy. And I look forward to seeing if you can come back next season and defend your championship, buddy.
Yeah, I hope I will be able to be there. We'll see the schedule for the championship, but if I can, I will be there to hopefully fight maybe for more.
No, man. Take care. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Well, there you go, Nico. I think we've got a very happy pro winner. We've got a very happy AM winner. To be fair, Ian sounds very ecstatic about his victory in the pros, and I think that's absolutely amazing, and so he should as well. But the season has come to an end. This is it. We've had our 6 rounds. They've absolutely flown by, especially when you think we started 6 weeks ago, and it's just gone as quick as anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, 6 weeks, you're thinking, it's quite literally like summer vacation in Germany, you know? It starts, you're going, oh, cool, over a month of no school. And then the first week goes by and you're going, oh, that was quite nice. Yeah, second week comes by and you're going, okay, yeah, this is still a lot of fun. Third week comes by, still having great fun. And all of a sudden, half of the series is over already. And time just passes faster when you're having fun. And, with this kind of racing, the pure, proper kind, I can't blame, the time just flying by completely. It was a lot of fun to watch. We had fantastic battles on track today. And, the championship was a stunner until the very end.
Yeah, it was. It came down right to the very end of the race. And you've got to be honest, there aren't many championships out there that will actually do that. And these guys have managed to achieve it. And it's been absolutely amazing. So I've loved every single part of this. So much love to TSRC for having JPB along once more here. And look forward to hopefully being back with you guys next season. But that's going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much to everybody that's joined us in YouTube chat over this period of time. It's been great having you all here, and thank you very much. But for now, I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Nicolas Hillebrand. Take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.